要从这个在博物馆里面，要到博物馆外面。
I don't have a PowerPoint. I don't have art pictures or other pretty pictures, so my apologies.
他说他抱歉，他没有准备很漂亮的照片跟 PPT 给大家。
I've been working with Professor Lin. My name is Fikret Berkes. I'm a professor in Canada. I work with marine resources. My third time in Taiwan.
Oh,
we have been working on people environment issues, in particular participation, local knowledge, local participation with government and multi-parties.
这是他第3次来台湾，他是在加拿大马尼托巴这个大学的退休的教授。那在过去他所做的研究都是跟有关于公共参与，还有原住民的这些传统知识、在地知识、共管等等议题有关系的。
The main reason I'm here this time is I'm giving the opening keynote in a meeting in 2 days, organized by Ministry of Science and Technology, looking at the human issues of disaster management and climate change.
他这次来的另外一个很重要的目的是，他受我们科技部的邀请，在2天的会议里面担任主题演说者。那这个这次那个科技部的会议是有关于气候变迁，还有灾难的冲击。在地的韧性等等相关的这些议题。
So while I'm here, I'm doing other things. Tomorrow, I will be at the Forestry Bureau to follow up on some co-management work that we have been doing. And I will give a talk there tomorrow.
明天呢，他要到林务局，林务局就安排了有关于他们的自然资源管理、共管有关的议题，要请教他，然后讨论相关的这些可能的政策的推动。
I'm very pleased to be here, to be invited by you. My first time in Keelung.
他说他很高兴今天受我们馆长的邀请那这是他第1次到基隆。
So I want to comment on the mandate of the museum, what you want to accomplish here, and talk about some international experiences on what happens when you involve other parties in your planning.
他要跟我们分享就是说就从博物馆的这个角度那我们在这边所做的各样的这些活动，怎么样跟我们馆外的相关的不同的这些机构或不同的人合作，或一起去完成我们的计划相关的一些想法。
So I want to base my comments on some of our experience in Canada, but also some international experience also in places like Sweden, Japan, and the U.S.
那等一下他要跟大家分享有一些经验，大概是来自于加拿大，还有一些国际的经验像Sweden 那个瑞典，还有欧洲、美洲的一些相关的经验。
Probably a good place to start is to say, quite often when you look at coastal marine resources, you see conflicts in various places. But to me, trying to work with coastal areas and coastal resources, there are conflicts as well as opportunities.
他说谈到有关于海岸的资源的管理的这些部分，当然就有我们会想到说，这些管理就会涉及到很多的冲突了那么这个冲突當然不是我们所愿意见到的，但是冲突之外，当然有一些可能的机会存在在那里。
And there are conflicts because over the years, over the decades, more and more different uses of the coastal area have come to the forefront.
然后海洋的资源海岸的这个资源的这些管理跟其他的这些，譬如说山上其他地方来比较， 这个海岸的这些资源的管理，现在越来越受到重视。
I know about the rich history of fishing in this area. We were in the other part of the museum that overlooks the fishing harbor yesterday.
他昨天我们去到我们的区域馆那边去，有看到这个我们当地的渔业的这些状况哈，以及他稍微了解一下这个附近的环境的资源。
And of course, Keelung is a major transportation hub. So there are big ships coming. You have sea lanes, navigation lanes outside of your area, but not too far.
那当然基隆这个作为一个港口，它不仅是只有渔业，当然还有其他的港口的这些设施。
You're probably thinking of the current uses of recreation, the protected area. You have fishing and museum-related activities, but in fact there can be a great deal many more activities than that.
他看到说，在我们馆方现在我们周围的这些海岸的这些资源的管理里面，至少刚刚有听到，包括像油气保育这个还有渔业当然还有更多的这些功能可以再来发展。
So, for example, I'm going to read the list of the various kinds of coastal uses from work done in Southern California in the U.S.
他要跟我们讲有一些关于南加州这边的一些经验。
So, in this area, in addition to what we all know and what I've already mentioned, fishing, navigation, recreational boats.
那有一些在南加州这边的一些经验，像油气还有一些是油气的船的这些相关，还有游艇等等的这些相关的这些海岸的资源的管理的问题。
This paper I'm referring to also talks about 3 different kinds of protected areas, marine protected areas. It talks about mining, oil and gas, and pipelines, all in the same area. 这个 case 呢是关于在这里还有其他的三个有关于海岸的这些资源的管理的一些用途出现就是mining 是有关于那个这个开矿，还有那个天然气，还有油，还有石油的开采，都会跟这个港口的管理有关。 Yeah. In the same area also they're talking about domestic waste disposal, industrial waste disposal, energy production such as wind farms.
除了这个以外，还有一些工业的废弃物还有一些垃圾等等的这些相关的这些跟民生有关系的这些生活的形态所创造出来的这些使用的用途呢跟这个港口也有关系。
And one can mention other uses such as aquaculture and of course the different kinds of recreational fishing that may be taking place, for example by divers, scuba divers and others.
那还有一些譬如说可能那个渔业养殖还有一些潜水等等的这些可能的活动也会出现在那些相关的港口的资源的使用上面。
Now, of course, the area that you are concerned with is much smaller than Southern California. So you will not have all these other uses, but still there is a potential of a number of additional uses in addition to what you already see.
那当然他刚刚讲的是在南加州这边，他的这个尺度非常的大，所以它不同的用途它都集中在同一个区域里面。那就我们馆里面来讲，我们那个保育区的那个部分， 当然没有那么多的这些使用，但是这个当中的这些冲突还是有的。
People who are looking at planning in such areas talk about multi-stakeholder processes.
关于在做这方面的这些资源冲突的讨论，那他提到有一种分析叫做multi stakeholder， 就是多元的这些利益关系者的这个分析。
Now, my title in the program says co-management, so it is co-management in the sense that there is going to be dialogue and perhaps to some extent sharing of decision-making power.
他今天本来预定要讲的这个题目叫做共管，但是他说共管其实涉及到这些参与在这个管理里面的各方的这些利害关系者，他们的权利的分享，还有对话这个是有关于共管。
And my title also refers to adaptive co-management. Here, the word adaptive refers to learning as you are doing the management, as you are progressing, so that what you do in one step depends on the experience and learning from the previous steps.
还有就今天的这个题目里面还有一个字叫做适应那适应通常它会涉及到有一个就是学习的互相学习的这个过程。
So, the logic of multi-stakeholder processes is that you want to engage in a dialogue with people and groups affected by any set of decision making.
那他现在讲回来，就是有关于这个刚刚讲的这个多元的这些利害关系者的分析，其实是如何把这些人找进来，然后大家一起去讨论有关于这些不同的利害关系者，大家的这个相关的共同的这些利益。
Yeah. So that means working with the fishing industry, transportation industry, civil groups, schools, local governments.
那意味着说，刚刚前面的报告里面提到相关这些利害关系者，包括渔民，包括这个油气，甚至包括环境教育、学校，还有地方政府，还有中央政府等等这些利害关系者，可能大家必须要真的坐下来一起来讨论，是不是在这个过程当中有一些共同的利益。
The case that's most similar to, I think, your current case that I can think of is a biosphere reserve planning case from Sweden.
那他说他听到我们刚刚的报告，那能够想到说有一些比较接近的，他想过国外的经验，就是在那个瑞典的一个叫做生物区保育的一个计划。
A biosphere reserve is a United Nations, a UNESCO designation that talks about a protected area with the existing people and uses.
那这个计划呢，其实是从联合国这边推动出来。那他所强调的，就是在一个保护区里面，你同时去关心到，在这保护区里面各种不同的人他们的需求也必须同时被考虑进来，而不是单单只是去保护那个环境而已，是人的利益也必须要被同时考虑进来。
So this particular case in Sweden is just south of Stockholm. It's a coastal wetland with existing uses of the environment, with many different groups representing local users, farmers, recreational groups, naturalist groups such as bird watchers, and they're all brought together by the local, their name Eco Museum.
那这个是在斯德哥尔摩南边的一个海岸的一个地区，就是在那里有刚刚我们讲到说，各种不一样的使用的这个分享或是冲突的一些个案在那个地方，可能还包括刚刚没讲到像赏鸟的等等，这些也都在这里面。那他们把它这个称为叫
Eco Museum。
这是一种生态博物馆的概念就不是只有一个博物馆本身，而是整个的环境都变成是一个博物馆。
So the Eco Museum started out by making an inventory of all these different groups and the different kinds of uses in the area.
那在这个生态博物馆里面呢，就有一些清单，这个清单就包括是什么样的人住在这里面，然后他们都在用什么样的资源，然后他们彼此之间的关系是什么。
And then they brought these groups together to discuss with them their interests, but also to find out what their common interests are, where the interests intersect.
那就是由这个博物馆本身好像有一点点邀请这些不同的这些利害关系者坐下来，然后一起去讨论这个大家共同的一些发展的可能性。
So with this large number of groups, they didn't try to work with everybody, but they tried to find those groups interested in the core objectives of the Eco Museum, sustainable use.
那把他们找进来，当然不是要去解决大家所有的问题而是必须要设定一些目标。那这个目标很重要，就是要跟整个的环境的永续有关系。
So the lessons from this particular case is that it takes a long time to develop a relationship, to build trust.
那在这样子一个个案里面，它显示出来就是说这个工作的过程，它其实是需要时间的，它可能有时候也急不来。那么在这个过程当中，很重要是能够去建立在这么多不一样这些人当中彼此之间的互信，大家的彼此的互相的信任。
In addition to requiring a long time, of course, it also requires a budget.
那如果要长时间的话，当然也考虑到经费的问题。
明天是要去哪里 ？Forest。
明天要去林务局。
The other lesson is that it requires strong leadership from the Eco Museum.
还有一个就是很强的那个领导的团队就是说那个领导团队要必须蛮清楚知道要去达到的目标，以及他有能力去找到大家一起坐下来谈这样。
Another lesson is that by working on projects together, you develop a working relationship. So this is the adaptive part of co-management, to move from one issue that you can work on to solve to another issue.
那么在这个过程当中，其实透过那个工作的互动，你就建立一些好的关系。然后在这个好的关系里面，你从一个议题，一个小的议题，慢慢移到一个比较大的议题，不同的议题，不是一下子就解决所有的问题，而是必须要从一个大家坐下来，真的可以解决问题的那个起点开始，哪怕那个议题是比较小的，也没有关系
And to give you an example, the schools want to be involved in the management of the coastal environment. Then you develop ways to involve school children in projects. And the first time you try, it may not work very well. But in many places, not just in Sweden, schools have been involved, for example, in environmental monitoring.
那给大家一个案例，就是说，比如说我们要希望让那个学校可以参与进来其实在很多地方，他们都是从学校的参与开始。那学校参与开始就是找小朋友进来，那找小朋友进来做什么事情？他说，其实很多都是从那个环境的监控开始，比如说 去做一些小小的调查，然后知道这个地方到底有什么样的环境的资源等等。那有时候不见得，做下去大家就一定会满意了。但总之在那个过程当中，就会慢慢的去修正，怎么样可以做得比较好一点点。
And not just in the Swedish case, but also in Canada, our experience is that involving schools and children to do environmental monitoring, to do part of environmental monitoring, builds good citizens for the next generation. It builds ownership, it builds sense of place.
你们大家都听得懂了吗？那个就是说，把小朋友带进来，另外一个作用就是说，培养未来的公民啊。好像在加拿大，他们的做法是这样，就是其实你是教育，就是让这些小朋友成为我们未来更好的、更现代的公民。
Similarly, fishing industry has been involved in also in monitoring, not the coast, but shallow areas and offshore. And again, it wouldn't be all fishermen taking part, but some fishers volunteer to work with an organization like the museum to collect samples and to keep monitoring and to look for sea grasses and algae and how they may be changing.
那渔业的部分也一样，就是说，当博物馆参与在这个渔业的工作上面，不单单只看那个收获或经济的部分，而是放在一些基础资料的建立，比如说那些监控啊，就是大概捕了多少鱼等等等等这些相关的资料的监控也是蛮重要的。那当然，如果有机会可以让这些渔民他们参与进来一些比较自愿性的工作，组织他们自愿性的来建立这些基础资料啊，也会更好。
In a project we did in Nova Scotia in Canada, fishermen were instrumental in observing changes in the bottom conditions of the shallow area in the bay, a bit like your bay here. And they in fact help scientists ask some important questions by making hypotheses and working with scientists.
那在加拿大东岸啊，他们就有一些渔民就跟研究者合作啊，他们就参与进来，去长期的去那个去了解那个在他们的海岸以及那边的一个相关的资源这样。那这个渔民的主动的参与，其实帮助科学家在研究上面有很多的一些收获。
There are many examples around the world of local people leading the way for environmental sustainability. In the case of Tokyo Bay, studied by colleague Professor Makino in Japan, it was the local citizens, the local divers and schools that started the cleanup of Tokyo Bay.
那另外就是他提到说，这些自愿性的加入在地的这些渔民或者是当地的人，他们参与在相关工作，在日本的东京湾就有这样的例子。那这些当地的组织啦，当地的这些渔民参与进来，其实帮助那个这个东京湾的净化以及那个资源，东京湾的渔业资源的改善，帮助很大。
Your area is actually good, so unlike Tokyo Bay, it doesn't have all these big industries nearby. We do have some, but the point still is that citizens can be instrumental. NGOs, schools, school children can be very important in keeping an eye on what is going on with the environment and improving the environment.
我们这个区域当然比起东京湾是干净多了，然后也没有那么复杂，但是其实我们也可以思考如何让这些当地的团体然后当地的人，他们有机会可以参与进来做这些相关的工作。
Yeah. So at the larger scale, practice for coastal planning has been called marine spatial planning.
那还有，当然我们在做这些工作的当头，就是有一些有关于他说这个叫做海洋的空间的计划，海洋空间使用的计划。
Most of the experience there comes from Europe, where coastal areas are used very intensively. Not so much in Canada, but the European experience with coastal resources, our coastal spatial planning is important.
那这些经验其实蛮多是在欧洲，因为欧洲其实它地相对来讲比较小，然后人多，所以在小的空间里面有很多不一样的人在用那个空间，在这个情况底下就需要做这些有关于这个空间的使用的计划。
Yeah. The logic behind marine spatial planning is that to look at the coast sector by sector is not sufficient.
他说，当我们在做这些空间的使用计划，你把所有的空间切割成一块一块，然后分别的去看待它，这不是很有效率的做法。
And working with multi-stakeholders is important or as a starting point, but again, not sufficient by itself.
然后刚刚讲到说，我们单单只是去看这个这些不同的利害关系者，这样子的一个分析，单单做那个也不够。
So instead, what you need is to be able to zone the overall area that you are responsible for, to make zones of uses that are compatible with one another, as opposed to other uses which are not compatible.
那怎么样才会比较有效率？就是你同时去知道说，在一整块的区域里面，到底有多少这些利害关系者在这里面？好，那然后在这一块区域里面再去看这个区域里面的不同的区块有多少利益关系者是分布，然后去看这里面到底有哪一些是可能是比如说单一的，或者是它共同的，去把他们的关系把它分析出来。也就是说，把刚刚讲那两个概念把它合在一起，一个是你必须要知道那个利害关系者，然后再来就是说，千万不要把你的区域把它切开来，个别的去看。比如说，举个例子，比如说基隆管基隆的，新北管新北的，那这样恐怕不见得会是一个很好的管理的有效的方式。
So, who is the main responsible to manage the area is like our museum.
Maybe here it's you.
No.
这一定是市政府啊，因为市政府才有权力啊。
所以
Yeah. I'm going to pose some questions for closing, but I can use a map. Can we use the map you had that shows the bay and the protected
可以回
area?
到我们刚刚你们秀的那个我们这个海湾的那个地图，然后他希望能够在结束的时候丢几个问题出来，让我们想一想。
我知道，因为他把它 location， 可是这个背。
Okay.
啊。
So when I look at this map, I come up with some questions in my mind that I'm going to share with you.
看这个地图的时候，他就脑袋里面有出现几个问题，想要问你们。
So this is the protected area.
这是保护区。
As a protected area, our experience is you need very big protected areas to do much good. This is how big? 20 hectares?
4公顷。
14，他说就他过去的保护区的保护的经验里面，这个真的相对来讲小很多，小很多。
So my question to you would be, perhaps in the long term, this can be the core of a larger protected area, the core in which no uses are allowed,
Yes.
but the overall protected area may come all the way to the other side of the bay and involve much bigger area.
他的建议是说，但是他当核心区还不错，就是说，在一个更大的保护区里面的核心区是还不错。
The other thing that comes to my mind is when I look, this is the waste disposal area, the former waste disposal area.
Yes.
We know waste disposal areas, you get leachate, you get water that percolates out. And even if you have a wall, you can't really stop it.
所以你们知道。
But now it's more
Maybe
stable.
translate, yeah. Exactly the
After
point.
many years,
Yes.
it can stable
Stabilize.
the water
If it's
quality.
stabilized over years and if there is vegetation holding it, vegetation is more important than I think walls, then you have a much better control over what may be coming out.
就是刚刚有提到说有一些垃圾还是会跑出来，即便你有堤防有墙挡住，它还是会跑出来。不过是慢慢的，它可能会比较稳固下来，比较稳固。那另外他有提到说，如果除了墙以外，当然还有一些好的植被来保护，那这个可能也是会发挥一些效果。
So what comes to my mind is scientific work done here, basic biology, ecology, geology, would be very important in establishing why this core area is useful.
所以在这里有关的学术研究包括生物的、地质的、海洋的等等的各种研究，基础的研究会帮助这个核心区的保育很大。基础资料的建立
目前是这样。
So my question would be to map key marine habitats, grass, spawning areas, nursery areas for small fish and invertebrates. And if you did that, it would be easier to discuss with the fishing industry that having this as a protected area is good for the fishery.
然后有这些资料以外，当然就是说各不同的物种它的栖地，就是它的重要的栖地，比如说这个是它孵卵的地方，它育幼的地方等等这些重要栖地的确立然后这些资料如果我们有一个比较长期的资料的监控，也会帮助未来我们渔业的发展。就是说我们捕鱼的时候，我们大家知道这个会有一些很重要的这些那个生产的地方在那里
Experiences in the Philippines, actually, where they have many small protected areas, is that even a small protected area increases the overall fishery productivity.
在菲律宾很多的经验是，纵然它的保护区是很小的，但是它还是构成了当地的渔业的非常重要的生产的来源，所以不要小看这个保护区它的重要性
It's cold spaces.
What we saw yesterday of the fishing industry here is that you have many medium-sized and larger boats, trawlers, seiners, and not that many small boats.
昨天我们走了一下，他就有看到说我们在这边的这个渔船有一些比较中型的，有一些稍微比较大型的，那这些可能都会影响这个地方的物种的这些数量。
So this bay and possibly a much bigger reserve. This is shallow area where the bigger boats are not going to be using, but the small boats will be.
小型的船只可能就在这个附近，在这边可能捕渔业，但是他想的当然就是一个比较大的保护区里面，那有一些区块当然你还是可以渔船，还是可以作业，但是这个核心的区域可能就是我们必须要花更多时间去保护的那个地方。
So having a protected area is going to impact the small-scale fishery more than the larger fishery.
那就经营管理的角度来看，可能那个比较大型的船在这边可能不是很适合，可能就是一些小船在这边可以做某一种程度的允许，让他们在这边的捕捞。
But there's also an opportunity here, because our experience, not just in Canada but in a number of other areas, is that where you have a marine protected area, the small-scale fisheries move into the recreation sector and actually make a better living in the recreation sector than in the fishery.
You mean the recreation area is much
The boats themselves, the fishermen become tourist boat operators.
另外一个他们的经验就是说，当然某一些渔业的转型某一些渔业的转型成为油气的这个部分，那么当然它一方面也降低了那个渔业的冲击嘛。那但是它因为转到这些油气的部分，可能会创造一些新的一些利润跟收获出来。
Yeah. So as the recreation industry develops around here and the larger area, it's a trade-off for the fishermen. It gives them a choice to move into a recreation industry from the fishing.
在这个他刚刚讲说，稍微比较大的这个保护区里面，那么可能让渔民也有机会，他可以做一些转型就是他可能是渔业，或者是有一些转到这个油气的这些部分，这是一些建议。
So this is a trade-off that may be important for the fishing industry to discuss and then to negotiate.
那这个是一个选择可以思考看看，在未来的发展上面有什么样的一个策略可以促成这种转型。
And finally, the big opportunity I see for your museum and the protected area and the management of that whole coastal area is that it will be a pilot project for Taiwan as a whole.
还有一个非常重要的事情，就是说把这个整体的计划做起来，那它对整个台湾会有很大的启示的作用就是这个可能就是台湾的海洋保育区的先行计划，而且可以是
应该是第10纲，
可以是那个做很好的示范因为看起来它是很有前瞻性的。
perspective。
So, 谢谢 thank you.
谢谢。
谢谢。